ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं। प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शिरसि शिखिपिच्छं कटितटे दुकूलां नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते। सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णशः यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम्। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षैक्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भूमोस्खलितपादानां भूमिरेव यवलम्बनं त्वय्यजात अपराधानां त्वमैव शरणं प्रभो। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्या च वक्ष्यासि यस्यास्ते हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहम् अहं भजे। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto. We started the Vritasura Prasanga, the Vritasura's birth, how he has taken birth, why he has taken birth, and how Indra fought with him, and ultimately how he became victorious, and what kind of prayers that Vritasura had offered to Supreme Lord, and why Vritasura was a devotee of Supreme Lord. How come he got devotion to Supreme Lord even though he is called as a demon? How he has got Supreme Lord's devotion, which takes to his previous life. So all these things are are yet to come, of course. So we started just a couple of days ago, maybe fortnight or so, that Indra, one time when he was in the courtyard, he was fully puffed up with his material opulence, and then he was surrounded by so many other demigods, so many dancers, so many singers. The Gandharvas, they are singing his glories, and there are so many persons who are praising him. He was sitting on a very beautiful Singhasana, and with a top silver umbrella. So many, it was very opulent manner. He was situated in the heavenly abode. During that time, his the demigod's guru, Deva Guru Brihaspati, he came there, and Indra was totally unaware of it, in the sense that he was so much puffed up with his opulence and so much lost in listening to his own glories that he has forgot all the basic etiquettes of respecting Guru, because of which his Guru, he had left the heavenly planet. Soon after he left, immediately Indra came to his senses. He realized his mistake, that, oh, what have I done? Our Devaguru Brihaspati, he had come here, and I have not even got up from my seat. Welcoming a Guru by getting up from the seat, by speaking nice words, by offering him seat, by offering him some food items or water. This is the part of welcoming a person. But he has not done all these things. He did not even stand up from his seat. So he immediately realized it, and then he consulted other demigods, and they thought, Indra said that I shall, without any duplicity, go and fall at the feet of Brihaspati and beg for forgiveness. And then, with that intention, he went to the place of Brihaspati along with other demigods, and Brihaspati, knowing very well the intentions of Indra, he was so deeply hurt that he had left his house also. Means he was not to be found by demigods. Seeing this as an opportunity, the demons had attacked the demigods, and because their Guru Acharya, their protector, is not there. Guru is the actual protector. Because they were deprived of a protector, now they lost for the demons, and with wounded hands, wounded legs, and with various other blood coming out of their body, they went to the Brahma's planet, and they explained to him what had happened. Brahma immediately chastised Indra for such an arrogance. He told that a person who has respect for Guru, he will be protected in all the three worlds. He has only victory everywhere. He told the example of the demons itself. When they had not followed Shukracharya's order, they had been utterly defeated. And now, putting their 100% faith in Shukracharya, they fought against the demigods and they became victorious. This is such a ridiculous thing that you have done by not respecting a Guru. Where can you get such a Guru like Brihaspati, who is such an exalted Brahmana, who has so many austerities and powers? Where can you find such a person? But then, situation has gone already out of control, because Brihaspati is not to be seen anywhere. He told, okay, Trashta Prajapati's son, Vishwarupa, even though he is very young in age to you, you go and please him. You tell him, explain him your situation, and then he will not say no. It depends on how you please pacify him. Because you need a Brahmana as your guide at this point of time. Brahmanas, the cows, they are always protected by Supreme Lord, and those who protect them, they are worshipped, they are helped by Supreme Lord. They become victorious everywhere. But because you have not respected a Brahmana, this is the state that you have attained. They have respected Shukracharya Brahmana, and they are becoming prosperous. But you have rejected your Guru Brahmana. Therefore, you are facing such a situation. You should go, approach Vishwarupa and ask him to become your priest. But I am telling you one thing. Vishwarupa, he has some inclination towards demons also. Because Vishwarupa his mother is Rachana. Rachana is the mother of Vishwarupa, who is sister of demons. because he has maternal connection with the demons, naturally there will be inclination towards them. So, but you have to overlook this mistake of his. You go and pray to him, he will immediately accept. So all of them immediately went to Vishwarupa and they told that we are like your fathers, because demons and demigods are brothers. So we are like your fathers. Therefore, to serve the father is the duty of a child. So we have come to your ashram, asking for your help, and you as our son, you should be helping us. So at first they have explained him the duty of a son, and then later they told that we are in such a precarious situation that we lost against the demons, and now we are deprived of our abode, we are deprived of our opulence, and then we are hurt, wounded everywhere. Only if you can help us by becoming our priest, we will be rescued from such a situation. Then Vishwarupa says that even though to accept priesthood is against the Brahmanical duty, because whatever austerities that a Brahmana has acquired, all those austerities will be gone in the priesthood, because he has to give those powers to those who are subordinate to him. Therefore, he is performing austerities, but his power of austerities is gone. Therefore, usually it is not advised for a Brahmana to become a priest, but still you are like my fathers, and I have to learn so many things from you. How can I deny to your request? Because I am in due to learn so many things from you, I cannot deny to your this thing, and also I cannot disrespect my fatherly people. And to serve as a priest for some remuneration is also very bad, because a sadhu, he is always maintaining his livelihood by eating whatever has been rejected by the merchant class of people and whatever has fallen onto the ground from the crops. He will not have any tendency to accumulate wealth and become rich. Brahmana should not have any such desire, particularly those who are akinchanas. Therefore, whatever I have, whatever riches I have, whatever opulences or whatever wealth I have got, he has got nothing, but whatever little I have, using those and my own self, I shall try to protect you. He said this, and then he gave Narayana Kavacha to Indradev. And then, taking this Narayana Kavacha, means with this protected with this Narayana Kavacha, Indra had fought against the demons. And then, after fighting with the demons, he became victorious, and he brought back all his opulences. Everything he brought back again, and then he started ruling the heavenly planets as he used to do before. Then Parikshit Maharaj asks a question: what is this Narayana Kavacha, by which Indradev could get all his opulences back? Please explain to me. Then Sukadeva Goswami explains what Vishwarupa had told to Indra. He told that Vishwarupa told about Narayana Kavacha in this manner. So we heard that in detail. Whenever one is in danger, at that time, one should immediately wash his hands and feet with water, and then he should sit on a kusha asana facing towards north, and then he should do anganyasa and karanyasa. Anganyasa means touching the various bodily limbs, and then karanyasa means to touch the various fingers. So, Om Namo Narayanaya. With this mantra, you should do Anganyasa from top to bottom. 8 akshara, 8 letters are there. With these 8 letters, you should be touching the 8 different bodily parts, starting from head to the feet, and then again reverse by chanting the mantra reverse. You should purify each of your bodily limbs. And then you should do Karanyasa. For that, you should do Dvadashakshara mantra. That is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You chant this mantra 12 times. Then he told the Karanyasa how the system is by counting on various fingers. 12 times you should do. After that, you should do Digbandhana, Ashtadigbandhana. You have to surround yourself, shield yourself with the chanting of the mantra Om Vishnave Namaha. With this mantra Om Vishnave Namaha, you should bind yourself with this particular, the power of this mantra. And then after that, there are other accessory mantras also that protect one in various kinds of dangers, when on the land, in the water, in the air, in the forest, while walking on the streets, while doing some other activity, while if we have committed any offense to any demigods, any devatas on the way. In this manner, there are so many different mantras that are to be chanted to shield oneself from any kinds of dangers. And then he says that you should chant various mantras for offering respect to the various weapons of Supreme Lord. Various weapons are prayed for: Shankha, Chakra, Gada, etc. They are prayed for to protect in all sorts of danger. In this manner, after chanting all the mantras, finally Narsingha mantra is given. The praying for the Narsingha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj. In this manner, all the 10 directions, danger coming from any of the 10 directions, by Rakshasas, by the demons, by poison, by any other objects, all these things will be eradicated. The dangers coming from any of these directions. Then, after giving this Narayana Kavacha to Indradeva, he told that this whoever comes in contact with a person who has worn this Narayana Kavacha, and then he sees anybody or he touches his feet with anybody, then the person who has received this, he will also become free from fear. And then he explained a story of a Kaushika Brahmana who had worn this Narayana Kavacha, and then he left his body in a desert area. And then Gandharva, Chitraratha, he was passing by, and then he has crossed over the body of Kaushika, and because of which he had to fall down, with his head first on the ground. Then, he has consulted, the Gandharva, he had consulted the Valakilya Munis, who told that the remains of this particular Brahmana are to be given into Saraswati river. Only after that he will be freed from whatever offences he has committed. After doing so, he again went back to his abode. So after saying this, Sukadeva Goswami says, those who have faith in this mantra, who has attentively listens to this or wears this with faith, he will be protected from all kinds of danger. Indra has done this, and then he has become victorious over the demons, and then he started to rule the heavenly planets like before. So this is what we have heard so far. Now we will start chapter number 9. Shri Shuka Uvacha Tasyasan Vishwarupasya Shiransi Trini Bharata Samo Pitham Sura Pitham Annadamiti Shushruma. Shri Shuka kahilen, he Parikshit, sei Deva Purohita Vishwaruper tinti mastak chilo. This Deva Purohit, this priest of the demigods, Vishwarupa, he has got 3 faces. Actir Naam Somapitha. One of it is called as Somapitha. Somapitha it is called because ihar dwara tini somaras pan koriten. So through this particular mouth, he used to drink Somapitha, a kind of a beverage. He used to drink that somaras. in the demigod's kingdom, the somaras is available. So this is a special beverage. He used to drink this with this mouth. That is why one of the faces is somapitha, and another is surapitha. Tahadvara surapan kuriten. There is another mouth through which he used to drink wine. That is why it is called surapitha. Sura means wine. Aparatir naam annado, tadvara anna bhojan kuriten. And the third, he used to eat rice, etc., whatever food. That is why it's called annado. So he has three faces: somapitha, surapitha, and annado. These are three faces through which he used to take somarasa or wine or food. Savai varhishi devebhyo bhagam pratyaksham uchchakaihi tadadadyasya pitaro devaha suprashrayam nripa. He nripa, देवगण विश्वरूपेर पितृ पुरुष बोलिया विश्वरूप प्रकाश्य भावे विनयेर सहित इंद्राय नमः, इंद्राय इदम, अग्नाये इदम इत्यादि मंत्र उच्चैश्वरे उच्चारण पूर्वक अग्निते देवगणेर उद्देश्ये हविर्भाग प्रदान करितेन. So Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to Parikshit Maharaj, my dear king, the Vishwarupa, who is a priest of the demigods, because he thought that the demigods are like his fathers, like fatherly, they are also fatherly. Therefore, he used to offer oblations in fire in favor of them by chanting Indraya Idam. This is meant for Indra, or Agneya Idam, meant for Agni, for the fire god. In this manner, he used to take name of each of the demigods and then offer. So the meaning of offering oblations into the fire by taking a name is to empower that person, to give more powers. The more mantras are chanted, the more powers are invested. Like Narayan Kavacha is there, the powers are invested. By chanting more mantras, by offering more oblations, more energies and more these things are invested. And therefore they become victorious, they become, they can declare war, or whenever the demons, they declare war, they can be ready for all these things. So, Vishwarupa, he saw that these persons, the demigods are fatherly, therefore, here it is used Prakashya Bhave, in their presence, or when they were present around, he used to chant very loudly, Indraya Idam, this, let this, give benefit to the Indra, let this give benefit to fire god. In this manner he used to offer. And he used to chant in a very, very loud voice. Shri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Tahar asura pakshapatatva bolete chen sava ityadi duiti shloke. So, in this verse and the coming verse, in the next verse, his inclination towards demons is also shown. Because here in this verse it is said that because the demigods are like fatherly members, outwardly he used to chant their names in favor of them. So, through this it is an indication that he has some inclination towards demons also. Pratyaksham, tini pratyaksha bhave vinaya sahakare devaganer uddeshe indraya indrer ei bhag agnir ei bhag ei rupe ucchaisware jagga bhag pradan kuriten. So, in their presence, he would loudly chant. By offering oblations into the fire, he would loudly chant. This is the part of Brahman, this is the part of Indra, this is the part of fire god. In this manner, he used to take their names and then offer oblations. Tahar Karan, Tahar Pitru Purusha Devagan. Because his ancestors, previous persons, they are also demigods, because finally all of them have come from Brahma only. In the demigods or demons, everyone's origin is Brahma only. Some who have taken the demoniac nature, they became demons. Those who have become the godly nature, they have become demigods. But ultimately they are brothers. So there is a ancestral connection to Vishwarupa. Therefore, he used to chant the mantras for the sake of demigods. Sa eva hi dadau bhagam paroksham asuran prati yajamano avahad bhagam matra sneha vashanugah. Edige देवतादिगेर यज्ञ करते करते विश्वरूप मात्र स्नेह वशतः अर्थात मात्र संबंधी मातामह पक्षीय असुरगणेर प्रति प्रीति निबंधन देवतादिगेर दृष्टिर अंतराले गुप्त भावे असुरगण के यज्ञ भाग दान करते हैं. So on the other hand, what he used to do, because he has connection with the demons also, because his mother is a sister of demons, therefore all the motherly side, they are all demons. So he has connection, therefore he has got inclination, he has got affection towards mother and her relatives. Therefore he used to also offer oblations in the name of the demons in the absence of the demigods. And then he would do it in a very slow voice. The demigod's name he would chant loudly, Indraya Midam. But when he is giving to demons, he is chanting, but he is chanting in a very, very low voice. So in this manner, because he has got affection towards the demons also due to his mother's connection with them, he was giving also oblations in hidden manner to the demons. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Paroksham, Parokshe अर्थात देवगणेर दृष्टि वंचना कोरिया गोपने 2-3 बार नीच स्वरे असुर गण केऊ यज्ञ भाग दान करितन. So Paroksha, in the previous verse Pratyaksha is given. Pratyaksha means direct, Paroksha means indirect. Indirectly, he would also give a share of those oblations to demigods. So much share is given, so much powerful they will also become. So because he has inclination towards them, he would give 3 bar, 3 times he would chant, and Nichasware in a low voice, soft voice, like Indraya Swaha, Rahu Swaha. He is giving to demons, but in a very, very low voice. So in this manner, Dadau ओई यज्ञ भाग अति गोपनीय असुर गणेर निकट प्रेरण करतेन ए अर्थ. He is giving the fruits of those sacrifice even to the demons, but secretly, so that demigods wouldn't know. This already Brahma told before. Brahma already told him that he has some inclination towards his motherly connection because of the demons. They are demons, so he has connection because of his connection with the demigods, his mother's connection. Therefore, he is inclined, but you should overlook. In this manner, Brahma already told. Now here, he is secretly giving the part of the powers of yajna to demons also. Tahar karan bolite chen matra sneha vashanugah. Matra sneha vashatah arthat asuragan tahar matamaha chilen ei artha. Because of his mother is a daughter of demons, therefore his grandfathers and also maternal uncles, they are all demons. Because of this connection, he has got affection to them. भीतः इंद्रभीत होइया इहा चतुर्थ श्लोकेर विषय अर्थात इहाते असुर गणेर बल वृद्धि होइबे ए रूप चिंता करिया ए अर्थ. And because Vishwarupa is giving part of the oblations to, or the powers to demons also, Indra was a little fearful that, they are also becoming powerful. Demigods are becoming powerful, but simultaneously they are also becoming powerful. Shukracharya is also performing some penances, they are getting powers, and Vishwarupa is also giving extra powers. So it worried Indradev. Taddeva helanam tasya dharmalikam Sureshwaraha alakshya tarasa bhitastachiryanya chinna drusha. Ekada Devaraj विश्वरूपेर देवता दिग्गे वंचना पूर्वक असुरगण के यज्ञभाग प्रदान रूप कपट कर्म अवलोकन करिया असुरगणेर भावी अभ्युत्थान चिंताय भीतो एवं विश्वरूपेर तादृश अपराधे ताहार प्रति अत्यंत क्रोधान्वित होइया तत्क्षणात् सबले मस्तकत्रय छेदन करिलेन. So one time Devaraj Indra, he had found this conspiracy that this person is not only giving oblations to us, but he is also giving oblations to the demons. Therefore, he saw that he is cheating the demigods. He is saying that he is on our side, but he is also simultaneously giving powers to the demons. So he is actually deceiving us, he is cheating us, thinking like this. And also he thought that because of the powers that the demons are getting by this yajna, they will become more invincible, very difficult to fight against. Evam Vishwaruper Tadrisha Aparade, and he saw this as a severe offense because loudly he is exhibiting as if he is in favor of demigods, but very, very secretly he is also giving food. So it's a deception. It is it is what do you call kapatata. It is a cheating. So therefore, seeing this, Indradev could not tolerate this offense of Vishwarupa, and therefore he became very, very angry, and he took the sword and then he had cut the 3 heads of Vishwarupa. Now, that Vishwarupa, who has given Narayana Kavacha, by which he became very opulent, and he got back all his lost wealth, everything, that Vishwarupa was killed by Indra because he is giving oblations to the demons also. Soma pitantu yat tasya shiva asit kapinjalaha kalabinkah surapitamanadam yat sa tittirihi. अनंतर ताहार सोमपीठ नामक मस्तकटी कतिंजल पक्षी चातक, सुरापीठ नामक मस्तकटी कलबिंक पक्षी चटक पक्षी, ताहार अन्नाद नामक मस्तकटी तित्री पक्षी होइया छिलो. So 3 faces, all the 3 faces of Vishwarupa were cut. When all the 3 faces of Vishwarupa were cut, the Somapitha mouth, Somapitha means the face through which he used to drink the beverage of Somarasa, that was consumed by Kapanjali Pakshi, a kind of a bird, the name Kapanjali. So that Pakshi, that particular bird has consumed that face. And Surapitha, that mouth or that face with which he used to drink the wine, that was taken by Kalabinka, another kind of a bird. That bird has eaten this face. And the third, through which he used to eat food, that was taken by Tittiri Pakshi, another kind of a bird. So these 3 birds have consumed the 3 different faces that were of Vishwarupa that were cut by Indra. So we will stop here and then continue to listen what happened after this tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेद व्यास महामुनि की जय, जय परमात्म श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।